Lebron James of St. Vincent St. Mary High School of Akron, Ohio, expected to be the #1 pick in next year's NBA draft. Experts are saying LeBron may be the best high school player ever. He has led his team to 2 state championships in the last 3 years. But he is not the only great one tonight. Maurice Rice of Strawberry Mansion High School has led his team to 2 Philadelphia Public League titles in the last 3 years. And Rice is on target to break Wilt Chamberlain's all-time Philadelphia high school scoring record this season. Sit back, relax, and get ready to watch the stars of tomorrow. A real feeling of anticipation in the old building tonight. King James is in town and everybody wants to have a look. CN8 Sports is delighted to bring you LeBron James and St. Vincent St. Mary against North Philadelphia's own Strawberry Mansion High School. Hey, a very pleasant good evening to you watching. I'm John Gurevich alongside Matt Gukas. Everybody is buzzing about LeBron James, and let's talk about what makes this player so special.
Well, John, he's got a man's body already. He doesn't turn 18 for another week. He's got the skills, he's got the fundamentals, and he has the mental approach that you don't expect to see from a high school player. If he has a weakness, he's a little bit streaky from the perimeter, but you wouldn't know when you look at his percentages. And this is what he likes to do best, make the pass to teammates. He's a terrific passer. He has outstanding court vision, and he anticipates plays. And when he needs to, he's got obviously the size to go in there and mix it up inside. And look at these numbers, obviously very impressive. The 27 points, the 12 rebounds. He probably would like to have more than 5 assists a game because that's what really separates him from the rest of the pack. Now, this is a guy that craves attention and the spotlight. And let's face it, John, he's been getting plenty of that.
Now, on the other side, Strawberry Mansion comes at you with 6'1", Maurice Rice, a guy with a good all-around game and a guy who could flat-out score.
And he's about to break Wilt Chamberlain's scoring record, and he said, hey, after all, you know, he was a pretty good player. I'd say Maurice Rice is a master of the understatement, but this guy's got a terrific offensive game. He can shoot it from deep, and he has what's so difficult for any basketball scorer, and that's that little in-between game. Can get in the lane, get off the shot before the bigger players come to him. Here he goes around the defender and pulls up just in time. So he is very close to Wilt Chamberlain now, trailing by 80 points. On the other hand, he is opposite from LeBron James. He does not care about the attention. He would love to play in anonymity, and his coach, Gerald Hendricks, saying they would love to get that scoring record over with, so they go about the business of trying to get another public league title.
Tough task ahead for Maurice Rice and the Strawberry Mansion team. This is, you know, in essence, one of the best teams in the city against one of the best teams in the USA. Coverage continues on CN8. Stay with us.
If you liked watching Kobe, DeJuan, Eddie, and LeBron, then don't miss Scholastic Classic 2 at Villanova February 2nd, featuring the nation's top 2 guards, Friend Central's Mustafa Shakur and Abe Lincoln Sebastian Telfair. as well as many other top teams and players in the country. That's Scholastic Classic 2 at Villanova, February 2nd. Call 215-546-1608 for more information.
I'm playing in the next Classic, February 2nd at Villanova. Don't miss it.
Philadelphia taking on the world tonight, in a sense. Maurice Rice and Strawberry Mansion against the team ranked number 9 in the USA, St. Vincent St. Mary with LeBron James. Every seat in the Palestra is taken. All right, let's go courtside now and join CN8's Greg Murphy. Greg?
Well, guys, the great thing about potential is that everybody has an opinion on it. Nowadays, you can't talk about basketball and not talk about LeBron James. We asked one former NBA general manager, John Nash, what he thought about the big guy.
Well, his talent certainly is that similar to Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, and, you know, maybe even Magic Johnson or Oscar Robertson. He's one of the premier young players of all time, and there's no question he's the best amateur player right now, will be the top pick in this year's draft. Well, he's a very, very well-rounded basketball player. I think his greatest gift is his court vision. He's a terrific passer. He's blessed with an incredible body. He's got an NBA man's body at 6'7", 235 pounds. He can put the ball on the floor. He rebounds, he defends, and he can score. And I think he'll do nothing but get better because his perimeter game will improve. He can shoot it deep, but that's probably the weakest part of his game right now.
At another guard, a senior.
Well, on the other side of the ball, Strawberry Mansion, of course, has their own superstar. It is Maurice Rice. He's not getting the national attention that LeBron James is getting, but here locally in Philadelphia, everybody knows his name. We talked to NBA legend Sonny Hill.
His strength is his mind. He's mature beyond his years. His physical strength that he uses to his advantage, and his knowledge of how best to play the game of basketball with his teammates. When you're looking at Maurice Rice, he does not specialize in any phase of the game. Even though he's going to break Wilt's record, you think, well, he's a great scorer. Maurice, again, when you think about him, you think about the fact that he's a prolific scorer, which he is, but really, he's an all-around basketball player.
Well, we are just minutes away from tip-off here at the Palestra. St. Vincent St. Mary and North Philadelphia's Strawberry Mansion just minutes away. It's high school basketball on CN8. Stay with us here in Philadelphia.
Hey, basketball fans, if you want to improve your game, then you need to go to the Lower Merion basketball camps. Improve your handle, shooting, and overall skills. Taught by Greg Downer, Kobe Bryant's high school coach. Sign up now to reserve your spot. Call 610-667-2650. Hurry, space is limited.
Hi, I'm Coach Downer, head basketball coach at Lower Merion High School. Please join us for 3 great sessions of Lower Merion basketball camps in the summer of 2003.
In Philadelphia, John Gurevich, Matt Gukas, and Greg Murphy. We are just about set to go take a look at the starting lineup. First for St. Vincent St. Mary of Akron, Ohio. LeBron James, you know, Corey Jones, the 2 guard, Drew Joyce, the point guard, very good forward Romeo Travis, and the center Sheon Cotton. And then for Strawberry Mansion, Maurice Rice, the point guard Devin Mead, Tracy Worley, Brian Draper, and Delton Morgan Hines form the front line. The teams are out on the floor, and we are just about set to go. There is Maurice Rice wearing uniform number 21. His team 7 wins and 1 loss. Their only loss at St. John Newman a couple of weeks ago. And there is number 23, LeBron James. St. Vincent St. Mary at 5 up and none down. The opening tip is controlled by Strawberry Mansion, and we are underway.
John, I'm a little curious to see how the crowd responds here to this ball club. They already responded to the nice crossover move by Maurice Rice. It looks like they're going to respond to everything.
This is a sold-out Palestra, and as you may be able to sense, a very active crowd on hand. All right, Drew Joyce, the St. Vincent point guard, the coach's son, passing it over on the left here to Corey Jones. Here is LeBron James, going to try a 3, put it off the back of the rim. Devin Mead, the rebound on the run. Strawberry Mansion at 7-1, one of the top teams in the city of Philadelphia, against the number 9 team in America, according to the USA Today poll, St. Vincent St. Mary of Akron, Ohio. Tracy Worley out on the perimeter. Good player here.
Irish trying to get up, put a lot of pressure on, try to fluster Strawberry Mansion, showing a lot of patience.
The air ball put up by Maurice Rice, and then the ball knocked out of bounds. And Maurice Rice looking a little bit tight in the early going.
Well, I asked his coach before the game, Gerald Hendricks, how he might react to something like this with this kind of a crowd and this kind of a scene. He said, well, this is one of the reasons why he scheduled so many away games this year, to try to get them used to hostile environments. So this is, I guess, a combination hostile environment, but it should be a friendly one to Strawberry Mansion. We are in Philadelphia.
Again on the baseline, LeBron James buries it from about 16.
Coach Gerald Hendricks will throw a lot of different defensive looks at LeBron James and company. And they'll throw a lot of zone up there until they start making some shots. They think if James has a weakness, it is that outside shots, but he's 1 for 2 so far.
Yeah, and he shoots 51% from the field. Here's pressure in the backcourt. Shion Cotton winds up with the ball. LeBron inside, James.
I'm kind of looking around at the crowd. Of course, St. Vincent St. Mary brought a lot of their own fans, but maybe about a third of the building reacted. I had a feeling, John, once James would get into his act in his game, that the crowd might turn very quickly in his favor.
This place is buzzing. Interesting that St. Vincent St. Mary throwing up a full court press to open the game.
And again, broken play, and of course James is too quick, too active. No kind of defense could react to that, and he showed his ability to take that ball the other side of the rim, still extend and finish with the slam.
Rice inside. The shot was blocked by Romeo Travis inside, and so St. Vincent St. Mary gets it back with a 4-point lead.
And number 24, Romeo Travis, has been with LeBron James way back since 4th grade. They play very well together. They generally get on opposite sides of the floor from one another and react to each other on missed shots and things like that.
Now that's the point guard, the coach's son, heaving up what, a 25-footer. Dad saying, come on. That couldn't have been the right play, but maybe it was.
Drew Joyce, the second, the father, the coach, he looks like he's coaching about his 75th game. He looks like he's worn down, and it's really from all the outside stuff going on around this team. I said, how you holding up, coach? He said, oh, it's a little tough. He said, but this is what the kids want. This is where they want to be. This is what they want to do. They love what they're going through, this experience. And of course, LeBron James eats it for lunch.
Gerald Hendricks, in his 21st season coaching Strawberry Mansion, has had a lot of success of late. 2 public league championships in the last 3 years, and a number of real good basketball players coming through Strawberry Mansion in the last 4 or 5 years. Early going here, St. Vincent St. Mary leading Strawberry Mansion 4-0. See the referees on hand for tonight's game. Ball inbounded and taken away from Drew Joyce. Tracy Worley winds up with the ball, and here's Devin Mead. 5.5 left in the first quarter. We're early on. Worley got inside, blocked from behind, slapped away by LeBron James, but a foul from in front. And this should send Tracy Worley to the line. Fouled in the act of shooting by Corey Jones, who collects his first personal.
There's you can see James on the outside. He's actually guarding Maurice Rice, no doubt wanting to take the challenge on a guy that scores 26 a game, about to break Wilt Chamberlain's record. But the one thing that might do is take James away from the basket. So Rice is going to have to recognize that and maybe do a little bit more ball handling on the perimeter, and it could be effective. But LeBron James so quick, even though he got back in there, blocked that shot cleanly. Worley already fouled on the play.
Worley missing the first, makes the second, so Mansion is on the board. 4-1 in the early going. Now the Knights will show some full court pressure. This is Romeo Travis, finds Shion Cotton in the middle, a big center to LeBron James, a cutting Corey Jones.
And the crowd does not react to that, John. That's a terrific pass. And that's one reason why you might not want to go full court or 3-quarter trap, because now you're giving open floor to LeBron James. That was actually a very, very nice pass. I'm surprised the crowd didn't react better.
A blocked shot by Romeo Travis, and then Travis at the offensive end threw it away. Delton Morgan Hines with the pick, and Devin Mead has the ball for Mansion. About 3 minutes in at the sold-out Palestra. Ball put off the rim, no good. Tyrell Mathis with the missed shot. He had just come in. Back the other way, Drew Joyce cranks up a three, missed again. And then in the rebounding setup, Delton Morgan-Hines getting tangled up with Romeo Travis, and a foul on Travis of St. Vincent St. Mary.
Well, John, obviously a whole lot of people saw LeBron James on TV last Thursday in their game against Oak Hill, and obviously he was extremely impressive with his play and his statistics and everything like that. But there is something different and something special about seeing a talent like this in person, and he already sees different things that you miss by seeing on TV. Just his he's just everywhere, and he just dumped that ball without looking.
How about that? But the ball's going the other way.
Yeah. But again, he just reacts to the game so well. That's just an easy steal for him. Sometimes he'll just pick up any man defensively, communicate with his teammates, go in and get the defensive rebound, flick the pass ahead. All things that, you know, that's when you see people talk about the comparisons of the Magic Johnson, the Oscar Robertson. Those are the kinds of things those players did when they were pros.
Inside, Tyrell Mathis. Mansion's got its first bucket at 6-3, out midway through the first quarter. Drew Joyce brings it across the line. He's the point guard. Corey Jones at the 2 guard. Sheon Cotton's the 275-pound center. And then Romeo Travis and LeBron James round out the starting 5.
A third or fourth different defensive look now put up by Strawberry Mansion, and St. Vincent St. Mary not in any hurry, just kind of move the ball around, and eventually they're going to get it to that guy, and he's probably going to make something happen.
Mansion in a zone, a little pass in the corner to Travis. There's Cotton. Jones driving through a wide open lane.
That is way too easy. That's maybe why Corey Jones is shooting 59% from the field. He does it mostly from the perimeter. That was way too easy.
Interesting that St. Vincent St. Mary coming in here as a big favorite, and yet opening up in a full court press. A lot of times you see the underdog try to go to a full court press, but here's Goliath pressing David.
Yeah, but I think that's because St. Vincent St. Mary doesn't want to give Strawberry Mansion any feeling of life, any feeling of hope. They don't want this crowd to get behind them, so they want to take the play away from them, force some turnovers, get out and get some dunks, get the crowd in their favor, which could happen.
James out beyond the arc, drives in behind the head. Corey Jones, left corner. This is a 3 ball. It's good. Now this kid shoots 64% from 3-point range, and now they're going to blow the whistle and say keep the ball in Strawberry Mansion's hands.
Now watch this pass. He was going to go behind his back, and then in mid-leap saw that he couldn't do it, so just flipped it over the top of his head. It's a little special, John.
Strawberry Mansion gets a timeout. There's Drew Joyce II, head coach of St. Vincent St. Mary. A 30-second timeout here with 3:04 left in the first quarter. And in the early going, St. Vincent St. Mary out to a quick 8-point lead at 11-3. Take a look at guys who over the last few years have gone from high school to the NBA, and then further down the list, Darryl Dawkins, who did it, what's it, like 30 years ago, 25 years ago.
1976, 77, I believe, or 75, 76.
And then really,
actually,
when Kobe Bryant came out from Lower Merion, it seemed to open the floodgates and begin a new generation of high school kids coming to the NBA directly.
Well, you look at Kobe Bryant. He came with the Lakers, who already had a very good team with Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was just coming, but Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel, so he didn't get the playing time that maybe another rookie would get. Also, Jermaine O'Neal went to a very strong Portland team, especially their front court, so he was there 4 years and never really got a crack at playing any kind of meaningful playing time.
All right, Mansion breaks the press here. They are down by 8 points in the early going. We have about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Tracy Worley, 6'4" junior. Here's Devin Mead, the point guard. Worley. Now Delton Morgan-Hines.
Yeah, if Delton Morgan-Hines can take LeBron James when he has him, but LeBron keeps moving around. You know, a lot of times you see that, like with a middle linebacker in football, you don't know where they're coming from. He just guards whoever he feels like guarding, and even though he's been criticized somewhat for his defense, I think it's because he just has such a feel for the game and gambles so much and knows that he can turn it on whenever he wants to or has to.
Maurice Rice, who's been very quiet so far. Now Morgan-Hines in the right corner, put a foot on the sideline, stepped out of bounds, turned it over.
Yeah, obviously Strawberry Mansion is not going to be able to afford those kind of careless mistakes. They're going to have to make every possession a meaningful one and use some clock, get a good shot, maybe get St. Vincent St. Mary a little bit antsy and get them to overcommit, might get an easy shot.
Corey Jones in the right corner, Drew Joyce. Now LeBron has it out on the left wing. It's Maurice Rice and LeBron James. Jones in the left corner buries a three. And he could step out and make the three.
Yeah, terrific outside shooter. And again, I don't want to overemphasize everything that LeBron James is doing, but John, you see so many little things that he does. Just that little snap pass. You say, well, you know, anybody, that's just a two-hand chest pass. But right in the tee, right where the guy could catch the ball and shoot it. I got a chance to play with Ernie DeGregory. He used to do that to play. Embarrassing. You know, I gave it to you. You wish he would throw it down around your ankles once in a while, because when you catch it there, you're supposed to make every shot.
A couple of changes made in the St. Vincent lineup. There's a pass knocked out of bounds by Corey Jones. Mansion inbounding. Midcourt on the left. There is Maurice Rice, who has yet to score.
And I got to get him a good shot. Now he's got James on him. See if he tries to take him off the dribble.
And does.
Or get taken off the dribble by James.
Meade threw it between the hands of Delton Morgan Hines, and Mansion loses an opportunity.
Probably, I think Maurice Rice's best shot when James is on him is give the ball up to the point guard and then get down on the baseline and then run off some screens and see whether or not LeBron James wants to chase him off those screens.
Maurice Rice 0 for 3, and he's got a turnover in the early going here. St. Vincent St. Mary leading by 9. Ball put up and in by Willie McGee, 6'3" senior, who's come in off the Irish bench.
Big donut in the middle of that zone, mainly because the Strawberry Mansion ball club's so concerned about James inside.
Morgan Hines inside and one. Delton Morgan Hines, a movie star name, 6'6" senior, and a good solid game.
A little pressure in the backcourt, and the Knights have to take advantage of those few openings that they're going to get. As the Irish a little bit slow getting back on defense. It'll help Strawberry Mansion if they can get some of those layups. That's what Maurice's Rice is going to have to get to open up that basket for him, so some of those jumpers will come a little easier.
Morgan Hines completes the three-point play. He's got 5 points, and it's 16-8. David McFarland, number 5, has come into the Strawberry Mansion lineup. A little pressure in the backcourt. Willie McGee bothered in the backcourt, and they're going to say a foul on Maurice Rice.
Right now, LeBron James is screaming at his good buddy Romeo Travis, why didn't you throw the ball ahead to me? And that's what leaders do. And the leaders that are outstanding players can get away with that because they've got the respect of their teammates, because his teammates know what the heck he's talking about.
Here's Weems stepping up just inside the foul line, and the rebound to Terrell Mathis. Up ahead to Maurice Rice on the move. 1 on 4, so he'll wait for help. And kick it to the point guard here, David McFarland. 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Mansion down by 8 points. Ball in the hands of Rice in the right corner. Morgan Hines kicks it way out to McFarland with 3 seconds. McFarland against LeBron James, and the air ball as the horn sounds. So we are 1 quarter complete, and it was all St. Vincent St. Mary as Corey Jones scored 10 points. LeBron James had 4 and helped make it all happen. A 16-8 first quarter lead. Second period coming up.
Well, as you can see, there are definitely some marketing opportunities surrounding some great players. LeBron James has his own T-shirt that you can buy here at the game today. And I'll tell you what, a lot of the proceeds are going to charity, but a 17-year-old in a T-shirt, now you make the decision, guys.
All right. St. Vincent St. Mary leading 16-8. There's been a lot of hype around LeBron James, and there will be more as time goes on.
A lot of folks are spotting the marketing opportunities anytime you're talking about a talented guy like this who has captured the imagination, obviously, of a lot of media people, writing mostly positive, definitely all positive about his ability to play the game. But a lot of people questioning all the circumstances surrounding this magical mystery tour that his team is on.
Willie McGee scoring off the rebound. It's 18-8, and again, pressure, and here's a steal by LeBron James. The full court press has really bothered Strawberry Mansion. A spinning Willie McGee is called for traveling. And Strawberry Mansion takes over.
LeBron James again. He does a lot of talking out there. Barked at his little buddy Drew Joyce, and they are, I think, the guys that he's been around so long are the guys he feels he can really jump on the most because they understand him.
Up ahead to Delton Morgan-Hines with James back. No foul called as James knocked it away cleanly. And St. Vincent St. Mary comes back the other way. Here's James. Kick it cross court to Brandon Weems on a three.
And LeBron James would make the case of, this is why you should pass the ball to me, because I don't really care if I ever shoot it. I'm going to make another play for one of you fellas. Because he looks like he's always thinking pass first and make a play and make a good play. Now, he's passed for some jump shots, but they've been good rhythm jump shots for his teammates.
Boy, Strawberry Mansion has just been completely unable to get into any kind of offense at all.
Well, they're intimidated, I think, just by the talent and in some cases the size of LeBron James, Romeo Travis, and what they can do inside. And the fact that Strawberry Mansion, they can't get a good look from Maurice Rice. And let's face it, it's the guy that gives them 26 points a game. They depend on him to score points, and he can't get a sniff.
He has not scored anything so far tonight, and that has been one of the stories. See James getting positioned down low inside, but can't get him the ball. Now Travis, and a traveling violation on Romeo Travis.
I'm having fun watching LeBron James there again. He's getting on Romeo Travis why he won't dump the ball down to the baseline. And Romeo Travis said, my fault. And he goes, yeah, I know.
Well, 3-on-2 develops. Terrell Mathis driving and LeBron James standing in. And they give James the benefit of the doubt, and Terrell Mathis is called for the charge.
Yeah, it's just a terrific defensive play. He gets there in plenty of time, takes up position, gives a little ground to make sure he doesn't take the brunt of the hit. I'm a believer, John. He does everything so far. But keep in mind, he's doing this against high school players. And he's clearly at the top of that realm, no question about it.
David McFarland, the backup point guard, takes it across the midcourt line. All right, see if Mansion can get something going. They're down by 13 points. This a 7-1 team that is defending Philadelphia Public League champion. And this is Maurice Rice missing, but the rebound put in by Terrell Mathis. 6'3" senior, 21-10.
Strawberry Mansion almost going exclusively now in these settings with the zone defense. They probably don't feel they've got the man-to-man ability to stay with St. Vincent St. Mary. Definitely needed that. Maurice Rice has to get that lid off the basket.
Middle of a 3-on-1 break, and Rice could not finish. Now James. Eyes to the right, ball whipped to the left, and the layup for Romeo Travis.
And a little more of the crowd to Palestra starting to really appreciate that part of his game.
Three-point shot now up and off the side of the rim, barely. Missed by Tracy Worley. And St. Vincent St. Mary down court. Drew Joyce, who is not afraid to shoot from anywhere. LeBron James, the baseline follow in and out. Rebound, Delton Morgan-Hines. And here's Maurice Rice asking for a timeout. He has struggled. Maurice Rice coming into the game just 80 points away from Wilt Chamberlain's all-time high school scoring record.
You know, LeBron James able to find that open teammate because for a player like that, the game is almost slow motion. They can see 2, 3, 4 seconds ahead of everybody else where the openings are, and he has a good feel and anticipation of where his teammates are going to be. So on that catch, he doesn't even have to think about anything. It's just almost a touch pass, just the catch and the deliver, where so many basketball players, of course, want to catch the ball ball and look for their opportunity and consequently catch it and hold it and slow everything down. When he's a pass-first player, it's the other way around. He's thinking of pass it first, and then if things don't work out, I'll become a scorer. It's a lot of the way that Oscar Robertson used to play basketball that way. He would look around to pass, and then, of course, he had the ability to go get any kind of shot he wanted when all else failed.
See Maurice Rice with the 2,127 career points. Unfortunately for him and his team tonight, that is the number he came into the game with, and that remains the number he has in his career at the moment. He has not scored this evening.
And again, he's just standing around now on the perimeter, and that's not going to get it done.
He can't be used to going one-on-one with a 6'8", all-world future NBAer.
And what he should be thinking about doing is moving without the ball to make. I don't think you're going to tire out LeBron James by any means. He looks like he can play about 5 games a night, but just get him on the move where he just might get bored of chasing him around.
Offensive foul away from the ball on Preston Sims of St. Vincent St. Mary. Delton Morgan Hines muscling inside, but a foul on 6'5" junior Preston Sims. Very quickly picks up his second. Delton Morgan Hines has been the best looking of the Strawberry Mansion Knights tonight. 6'6" senior, come in averaging about 15 points per game, and he's delivered 5 so far tonight.
LeBron James and his coach Drew Joyce having a little conversation, and Drew Joyce has said a number of times that he is coachable. He will question a lot of things because he has such a good feel. He doesn't mind being questioned because he generally feels the question is a good one. And he also says, and his other coaches have said, he's the kind of player that you tell him something once and that's it. He's got it. He understands the concept, and you don't have to go back to it.
Morgan Hines 2 for 2 at the line. He's got 7, and it's 23-12. Little half-court trap coming now from the Strawberry Mansion defense, and LeBron James easily skips it on the left to Corey Jones. Way across on the right, and now into the hands of LeBron. There's Jones out on the left wing, just back into the lineup, has a game-high 10 points. LeBron straight on 3, and he has really not looked that good with his perimeter shot. Now, the ball put up and in by Marcus Johnson off the bench, and a foul call to give Johnson a chance for a 3-point play.
There's LeBron James. John, his shots had been right there. Obviously, he's not shooting a good percentage from outside. But again, the Strawberry Mansion defense inside just falling apart on way too many occasions. And here again on the missed free throws. Cheyenne, is it, or Sheehan?
Sheehan Cotton
Takes up a lot of space there. He supposedly has a future in Division I football.
Nice move by McFarland. The near steal by Travis. Up ahead, Mathis intimidated by LeBron James. And then the loose ball scramble winds up in the hands of LeBron. He is a presence on the court.
How about it wasn't an eye-high dribble, it was an over-the-head dribble. That's the highest dribble I think I've ever seen without being called for a violation.
St. Vincent St. Mary turning it over. Mansion will get the basketball back. No harm, no foul.
And James in the back of this zone defense here, playing a little possum, trying to get Maurice Rice to throw a long pass so he could pick it off. Instead, Romeo Travis picks it.
Good pass inside again, and then the finish by Marcus Johnson. Strawberry Mansion has just been unable to compete with the St. Vincent and St. Mary full court press.
And the look away from LeBron James, and it's almost redundant to say good pass by LeBron James, because just about every pass he throws has a purpose. He just doesn't willy-nilly throw the ball around. He has an idea of what he wants to do with the ball and generally delivers it right on time.
Marcus Johnson hit with the first personal foul for him tonight. And this is David McFarland at the line. 1-and-1 in effect now. And so McFarland at the line to shoot the 1-and-1 set. Rattles in the first.
You would have thought with St. Vincent St. Mary's win over Oak Hill, who, if I'm not mistaken, John, was rated #1 in the country that Thursday ago when that game was played. And now they're both 9 and 10. I thought that the Irish would move up in those standings. but they're going to be seen quite a bit more as this season progresses in some rather large venues, and of course on some pay-per-view and on some television.
Yeah, they've had the opportunity to get scheduling against some of the best high school teams in the country. And the ball tipped in by Romeo Travis. And anyone who's ever played sports, there's nothing you like more than playing the best competition you can possibly handle. And that's a great opportunity for this team. Morgan Hines puts it in the hands of Mathis. He sees James in front, loses the ball. And St. Vincent St. Mary's comes the other way. The rebound jammed in by Travis. He is a pretty good player, too.
An excellent offensive rebounder. And showed it right there. You know, and again, this obviously is the LeBron James show, but this team is more than that. They've got some nice pieces here, and they play very well together.
Strawberry Mansion, a good, solid basketball team, and Gerald Hendricks and company have been unable to do anything that looks good or solid tonight. A 30-second timeout here with 2:03 left in the second quarter.
And this has been one of the best parts of St. Vincent St. Mary's game, is getting on the offensive board. They've already got 12 second chance points to just 2 for Strawberry Mansion. Consequently, the 20-point lead.
Take a look at the high school top 10, at least according to USA Today, which has become accepted as the authority. And you see St. Vincent St. Mary's number 9. Their next game, if you look up at number 6, that's the next game they have. They're going to play it at Ohio State's 18,000-seat gym, Brookhaven against St. Vincent St. Mary. And then the next one on the schedule for St. Vincent St. Mary's on January 4th will be against number 4, Mater Dei, from Santa Ana, California, and that game will be at Pauley Pavilion on January 4th. So 2 big tests coming up for St. Vincent St. Mary.
And John, of course, a lot of the naysayers are saying, well, why are these high school kids traveling around the country almost like a barnstorming professional team? Supposedly, they're only going to miss 4 days of school throughout this whole basketball season. And of course, a lot of people are worried about where's all this money going, and supposedly it is going all to the general fund, not to the athletic department of St. Vincent St. Mary, but the general fund to help support the school.
John Gurvich, Matt Gukas, Greg Murphy on hand. CN8 delivering you coverage from the sold-out Palestra of LeBron James, who's got the ball and the dish and the layup, but take that one away. A traveling violation against big Shion Cotton. The press continues. A 20-point deficit for Strawberry Mansion, and still they look at the full court press. Devin Meade, their point guard, and now they set up on the offensive end, and they get double-team trapping action in the corner, and a foul called here against the Irish, and this will get a 1-and-1 for Strawberry Mansion. Foul is on Shion Cotton. There's Drew Joyce, head coach for St. Vincent St. Mary. His team 5-0. You know what? That Oak Hill game was actually their closest game of the year so far, and they won that thing by 20.
And I guess you may be wondering, why does he keep pressing when clearly his team is just far superior to Strawberry Mansion? He doesn't want his team to get lax. You know, he wants them to just keep playing basketball. A lot of times, just about, you mentioned a 20-point win over the #1 team in the country, so most of the competition that they play against is going to be inferior, but that does not mean they should back off how they've been taught to play and how they can be the best team they can be. It's the other team's problem if they can't keep up. And eventually, of course, he's got to clear the bench and let some of the other guys play.
6'4" junior Joseph Caraway making the first free throw. And the second. Not a lot of points so far tonight for LeBron James, only 4, but a ton of assists, solid defensive play, and overall court presence have all been outstanding. And meantime, on the other side for Strawberry Mansion, we've talked about this a couple of times, Maurice Rice has not scored a point here in the first half.
And most of that is the St. Vincent St. Mary defense against him. He's looked at a lot of different players, but on the other hand, he almost looks like he's frozen. He is totally out of his game and doesn't seem to have any kind of answer as to where he can find some scoring.
A little bit over a minute left before halftime. Romeo Travis, 6'6" senior. Now Brandon Weems. Here's Drew Joyce and a travel on the son of the coach, Drew Joyce III. Turning it over again. 1:12 left in the second quarter.
Gerald Hendricks, the coach of Strawberry Mansion, was saying about a week or so ago, he was asked all these questions about this upcoming game, and he said, hey, we're not putting a lot of emphasis on it. We're not going to treat like LeBron James as the second coming. The big reason for that was he had 2 other games this week and didn't want his team to get ahead of itself.
Here's James hopping through the lane. LeBron James with the steal, the move, and the dunk. And Strawberry Mansion calls timeout.
This is what he seems to really like to do, just lay in the weeds in the back of that press, anticipating so easily when that pass is going to come. And then this is, wow, pretty nifty crossover against Maurice Rice. And then barking and jawing at the crowd all the way back.
6 points and 5 assists for LeBron James. The dunk there. Down to 58 seconds left in the second quarter. St. Vincent St. Mary leading by the count of 35-15. There's the LeBron James support group.
I asked Drew Joyce, the coach of St. Vincent St. Mary, if what they thought of the Palestris. Ever been here before? He said no. That practice, I guess it was yesterday, the first time they had ever been in this building. Of course, heard about the history and the tradition and all those things. They're quite impressed by it, but certainly not even a little bit intimidated. It used to be a day, John, when a lot of visiting teams did not want to come to the Palestra. First of all, the fans are so close to you. They never felt that the teams were going to get a fair shake from the referee. So in many cases, you had a leg up against good visiting teams right off the bat.
We saw the stats there on LeBron James. Boy, here's a guy, the stats just do not tell the story. Maurice Rice missed on the 3. James with the rebound. St. Vincent St. Mary on the move. And the near steal by Joseph Caraway, but a foul on Caraway. 34 seconds left in the second quarter. It has been all Irish in the first half. St. Vincent St. Mary, the Fighting Irish from Akron, Ohio, in control right throughout, slapping up a full court pressure defense that has baffled Strawberry Mansion. And then add in LeBron James, and it is a 20-point game, and Mansion has just been unable to show its game at all so far tonight.
And now LeBron James is doing maybe a little bit too much talking with the crowd right now. In that particular section down in the left-hand corner, getting all those people against them.
Good pass by James. The open look out of the right corner. Rebound to Romeo Travis. And now 10 seconds left, and the Irish can play for a final shot. Joyce weaving through the lane, put it up, no good. Whistle on the way in, and we've got a foul against the Knights.
It's one thing to have attitude and swagger and a little bit of arrogance and confidence, but then again, there's you can step over the line where now it turns what could be potential fans that could be eating out of your hand against you. But this is this guy's 17 years old, will turn 18 on December 30th.
He's got a little swagger to him, doesn't he?
He's got the swagger, but I'm just saying he could probably turn it all down a notch or two and still be even that much more appealing as a player.
You know what, nowadays, though, sometimes it seems like the less appealing you are, the more appealing you are. You know what I'm saying?
You make a good point. It's, a lot of times fans do like that, and we all know what we're talking about who we're talking about there.
We are at halftime. We've got some interesting stuff. We're going to talk to Jeremy Treatman, who is the guy who organized this entire event at the Palestra and gave Philadelphia the opportunity to see LeBron James in person. We've got an inside look at Maurice Rice, although he has really struggled in the first half. And we'll take a look at some LeBron James highlights from the first half. Right now, let's go courtside. Greg Murphy standing by. Greg?
All right, thanks, guys. Coach, it looked like your full court press really caused some problems for Strawberry Mansion.
Well, that's what we do. We play 94 feet. We believe that, we're going to make teams play the full length of the court. We believe, hey, the easiest buckets are the ones you get in transition, and it helps our guys, it helps get them going. We're not shooting the ball very well, and I'm not happy about that, but other than that, we play real hard.
All the talk is about LeBron James, of course, but you've got to be really pleased with your supporting cast today.
Hey, we're a team. I don't care what anybody says. We have a great player, but we're a team. We're a great team.
Best of luck in the second half, Coach. Guys?
Very much.
All right, Greg, halftime it is. St. Vincent, St. Mary in complete control, leading by 21 points. This is actually the biggest lead they've had. A 21-point margin at the break. Coverage continues on CN8. Stay with us.
Well, all kinds of Philadelphia basketball legends in the house. You can see right there, Allen Iverson has just made his way into the building to check out the second half and check out LeBron James, who they're calling the best high school player in the country. Well, guys, Maurice Rice obviously struggled a little bit in the first half, but he is part of a long tradition here in Philadelphia of great Philadelphia basketball players. He hasn't scored any points yet today, but he will break Wilt Chamberlain's public scoring record at some point, and he'll be another legend in Philly basketball.
Strawberry Mansion High School is smaller than most of the high schools in the city. They don't even field a football team. But they're in an area of the city known for producing tough, street-style basketball players. And right now, they are home to the biggest thing in city high school hoops in almost 50 years. That's because Maurice Rice goes to school here. And right now, Rice, a prolific scorer on the court, leads the way as his Knights look to win their second straight Public League championship.
It seems like every year, like the Public League just get easier, so I don't think it should be that hard for us winning another championship. We still got a nice team this year. I don't see no team in the Public League that could beat us.
A little cocky, perhaps, but Rice has the numbers to back it up. 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And that's why Strawberry Mansion head coach Gerald Hendricks is so happy to have him around.
He's not the biggest kid in the city, but I think he'll play the most all-around game for you. He plays almost every phase of the game. He helps bring the ball down. He like rebounds. He's out in the front, so he's on defense. You know, strong. He's just an all-around player.
He's much stockier than the typical basketball player. Looks like he could do very well on the football field, but basketball has always been his game, right from the start.
Been playing ever since I was about 3 or 4. Then I started playing in schoolyards, attending under leagues, at recreation centers. When I was like 11 or 12, I started saying like that I was really good, and people was saying it too, like telling me that I could make it. So that just made me want to work harder.
And the hard work has paid off with big-time programs like Connecticut, Rutgers, Miami, and George Washington recruiting him to play there next season. His future indeed looks bright.
He is a great scorer, but he's a basketball player. He's a guy who is mature beyond his years in school. He totally understands how the game is played, and he's able to use that to his advantage.
I like to be in a nice college, playing basketball, then playing in the NBA one day.
But right now, Rice is focused on leading his team to another Public League title. And oh yes, breaking the all-time Philadelphia high school basketball scoring record, held by Overbrook High and NBA legend Wilt Chamberlain. Rice should be able to break Wilt's record of 2,206 points sometime in the next 5 games, and he is ready for the moment.
It feels great to be about to break Wilt Chamberlain record because the record been up for so many years, and there have been a lot of good players that have been playing in the Public League and haven't broken the record. Now I got a chance to break it, so it feels good to be able to break his record.
All right, welcome back to the Palestra with the guy that really has made this all happen, Jeremy Treatman, the promoter of this event, the Scholastic Play-by-Play Network. You're the president. You got to look around this Palestra, and it's got to be pleasing to you.
It's shocking, even though we knew it was a sellout going in, but just to see all these people, to hear the buzz, see how loud the crowd was, Maurice Rice's first stutter step, and LeBron's moves, his passes, this is just wonderful. It's so exciting.
Any surprise that the Philadelphia fans are strongly behind Strawberry Mansion and giving LeBron some of the Philly boos, if you will?
You know, I like that. You know, they were behind Strawberry Mansion tonight. I wasn't exactly sure what was going to happen. They're sort of cheering LeBron, sort of booing LeBron. I think they're just enjoying LeBron, and they wanted Strawberry Mansion, obviously, to do better, as do I.
The Scholastic Play-by-Play Network does a lot of these events all over the country. Are you seeing the success of events like this more and more each year? High school sports really taking charge.
Well, this is obviously my most successful event numbers-wise since my first event on January 2nd, 2000, which you were at, Camden Roman Catholic at Temple. I guess this will be the trend because people want to see these great high school stars, anticipating that they'll never get to see them in college because they're not going to college. That's what they're figuring. That's what everyone's figuring with the LeBron James. He hasn't told me that personally, but it's a great assumption, especially what you're seeing him do tonight. So I'd say, yeah, that's definitely a trend, and we're looking forward to the events in Ohio State and Dayton and Greensboro that I'm doing, and I'm sure the people in the other cities are looking forward to those other events.
Now, this wasn't the only game here at the Palestra today. This was actually a quadruple header. What happened earlier in the day?
Well, Simon Gratz won. They looked great. St. Joe's Prep undefeated. They're the surprise team in the Philadelphia area this year. We had them ranked 10th or 11th in the whole area to start the year. They're 8-0. They're #1 in the area right now. Cardinal Doherty really gave it to Chester. So in addition to Strawberry Mansion, I'd say 6 of the top 7 or 8 teams from this area have played tonight. So
all right.
It's been great.
All right, Jeremy, congratulations.
Thank you.
We got more coverage coming up. Second half coverage. It is 36-15 right now. St. Vincent St. Mary with the lead over Strawberry Mansion.
All right, welcome back to the Palestra in Philadelphia. It was all St. Vincent St. Mary behind LeBron James in the first half, and as you see, they've got the 36-15 halftime lead against Strawberry Mansion. Welcome back. This is John Gurovich alongside Matt Gukas. First half, LeBron James not putting up terrific numbers, but doing a lot of really good things and setting up the tempo for his team.
Yeah, the modest numbers, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, but that does not even come close to telling the story of what a talent this young man is. And of course, this young fella, Corey Jones, had a terrific first quarter with all 10 of his points there. LeBron James found him for a couple of long jump shots. You saw that little drive in the lane before. And Delton Morgan Hines, the leading scorer for Strawberry Mansion, and it seemed like the only good looks at the basket for Strawberry Mansion was when they got out on the fast break and got some kind of a look at a layup or got to a free throw line.
See the halftime statistics. Strawberry Mansion shooting only 25% from the field. Really struggled, and Maurice Rice, who we've spent a lot of time talking about, deservedly so, had 0 points in the first half.
0 for 6 from the field for Maurice Rice, and Coach Gerald Hendricks and the ball club have to find a way just to get him going, get him a field goal some ways to see if he can't put up some points. He's capable of exploding against anybody because of his ability to shoot the ball from the outside and shoot that little in-between shot, but we have not seen it here in this first half.
All right, we're getting ready to take a break, and then when we come back, we will have the third quarter of action from the Palestra. 36-15 the score. Welcome back to the Palestra. This is John Gurovich with Matt Gukas and Greg Murphy. Set to go third quarter. St. Vincent St. Mary in control. That's one of the stories.
You know, the big difference there, we mentioned before, LeBron James' numbers not all that spectacular, but they don't need to be. Just does so many other things out on the floor. And the problem, Maurice Rice, not only is he not scoring, he's not doing anything else for his teammates to get them a good shot. And, you know, that sometimes happens to guys who rely just so much on scoring the ball. Now, his coach told me that he doesn't really want to be a point guard, but yet he can handle the ball, he can make plays, but he'd rather be on the scoring end. But when you're having a night like this, you've got to find something else to do to help your team compete.
St. Vincent St. Mary, 5 wins, no losses. They've been winning games by an average of more than 40 points a game. Ranked number 9 in the USA. Coming out on the floor now with Drew Joyce and Corey Jones at guard. Sheehan Cotton at center. Romeo Travis and LeBron James at forward. And then for Strawberry Mansion, a team with 7 wins and 1 loss. One of the top teams in the Philadelphia area. They've got Devon Meade and Maurice Rice at guard. And in the front line of Delton Morgan Hines, Tracy Worley, and Terrell Mathis. And right off the get-go, Maurice Rice almost threw a pass away, but recovered by Morgan Hines. Then in the post, knocked away by James, recovered by Mathis, and he gets fouled by Romeo Travis.
Well, first play for Strawberry Mansion, trying to run a pick-and-roll situation. This is the back end of it. As Travis goes up, felt he got all ball on that play, but enough body contact for the foul. But in a pick-and-roll type of play with Maurice Rice involved, terrific trap for Sheehan Cotton and LeBron James. I think there are a lot of college and pro teams would like to defend it that way. Now, again, we keep talking about how good this St. Vincent St. Mary team is. And, you know, again, you got to keep it all into perspective as to what the competition level is and all of those kinds of things. And sometimes you make the comparisons way too much to all-time greats, to Hall of Famers, to great teams and things like that. It really gets out of perspective very quickly.
All part of the fun.
Yes. That's right.
Within reason.
But obviously a lot of hype surrounding this whole TV tour for this team.
Corey Jones with a dozen points. 38-16. Now a 22-point lead. And a foul here on the Irish.
John, you think about it, all the exposure, not only the teammates of LeBron James and what it means to them. It's a unique experience, something they'll always remember. It could lead to a college scholarship in some cases, and also the teams playing against them. It's this doesn't happen every day. A sold-out Palestra, where you're putting your game on the line and in front of people, and it's not an everyday game in your small little 300-seat gym.
This is Corey Jones. Romeo Travis, the O board. St. Vincent St. Mary in control. Early in the third quarter here at the sold-out Palestra. And Romeo Travis is going to fire up a three, and then Corey Jones is allowed to go in and get a rebound. And the Irish will inbound.
People that see LeBron James play all the time say he often plays to the level of his competition, and that doesn't necessarily mean down to it. It's just that he does whatever is necessary. Even here, his first outside shot of the game from beyond the arc. But against tougher competition, he'll do more going closer to the basket, which he did against Oak Hill. When his outside shot wasn't going, he just went to the offensive boards and just cleaned up there. But he doesn't have to do it tonight, so I'll let his teammates play.
Tracy Worley driving in and missing. He has not had a field goal, and he is a key part of the Strawberry Mansion team and will be through the course of the public league season, but he has struggled tonight. And then a foul at the other end. It is on Morgan Hines.
Real nice look by Drew Joyce III, the son of Drew Joyce II, the coach, kind of keeping an eye on LeBron James running the left wing, enabled him to make that bounce pass going in the right. You try to keep a close eye on that release of the shot of LeBron James, and some people see him a lot, say it sometimes gets a little flat and shoots the ball out in front of him. But from what I've seen, even though he's 1 out of 4 from outside, the release looks pretty good, and the rotation on the ball looks very good.
Number 13, Michael Mitchell checks into the nice lineup. He replaces Tyrell Mathis.
43-16. The Fighting Irish in complete control here. If you had LeBron James in the NBA, what position would you play him at?
Just body size alone and talent. He's a small forward.
Here he is. Michael Mitchell, who had just come in. Welcome to the big time, Michael. Got in LeBron's way, stepped in front of the train, and disappointed the crowd a little bit.
No telling what would have happened here had he not been fouled. That looked like it was going to be the windmill tomahawk, which may have blown the roof off this building, despite the fact that pretty large majority of the fans not all that happy with this St. Vincent St. Mary team. One more look from this angle. It's a good hard foul to prevent that dunk. But you asked me the question, John, small forward, but get the ball in his hands. I think you used the phrase before the telecast. He's a BP. He's a back-of-ball player. Just put him out there. He'll figure out where he can help the team the most. Now, is he going to be able to step in and dominate in the NBA? That nobody having the crystal ball, nobody really knows. Nobody has really done it before coming right out of high school.
Get it inside to Morgan Hines. Romeo Travis with the block and the foul. But, stepping in and dominating from the get-go isn't really the test. If you look at Kobe Bryant, who came out of high school and averaged, 8 points a game his first year, which is almost hard to believe now in retrospect that Kobe at one time only, quote-unquote, averaged 8 points per game.
Yeah, but first of all, Kobe did not have the type of body that he obviously has now and LeBron James has, so he was a smaller, thinner version of all of this. But don't forget, he was going to a team that was supposed to win the championship. Shaquille O'Neal had just come over as a free agent from Orlando. Eddie Jones, as a big guard, was already there. Allen Iverson here in attendance. Nick Van Exel, who dominated the ball quite a bit. So Kobe had to come off the bench and got played sparingly, really. And he really had to fight and battle for his minutes. And he made all the mistakes that you would expect from an 18-year-old.
47 to 18. Drew Joyce with his first field goal. LeBron starts to come racing out, but as he does, we've got a whistle. Yeah, Allen Iverson on hand today. Saw a couple of celebrities scattered throughout the crowd.
A lot of people don't realize how difficult it is to come into the NBA. Even if you're a 22-year-old player that has gotten 4 years of college, it's an eye-opener. Alley-oop attempt. And the big hold there to once again prevent. Anytime you're playing against a guy with that talent, you say no layups or dunks for LeBron James. Make him shoot some free throws. Much better from the line this year for LeBron James. At 68%, shot just at 59% last year.
Clanking the second. All right, 5:12 left in the third quarter. 47 to 18. And here's LeBron out of the right corner. The three in and out. Rebound Sheehan Cotton. He hands it off. Ball laid in by Preston Sims, and a foul. St. Vincent St. Mary just putting on a clinic, and the road gets tougher for them. We talked about it. They have some intriguing games coming up. Their next couple are against teams rated in the top 10 in the USA. They play Ohio State rival Brookhaven of Columbus. That game's going to be at Ohio State at the next weekend. That game is, and then January 4th they play at Pauley Pavilion in Los Angeles against Mater Dei, which is currently ranked in the top 5 in the USA Today poll. Inside the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Strawberry Mansion has shown little of what made them publicly champions in 2 of the last 3 years. They have just not been able to pull anything together tonight.
Obviously, they got a size problem. Nobody did deal inside. Of course, LeBron James hasn't gone in there, except for one dunk early in this game. Romeo Travis has had a field day inside, and they're just not in the same ballpark. Oh boy, Maurice Rice had a chance to get on the board.
Here's LeBron spinning, gliding, and missing, but a foul. And you got to feel a little for Maurice Rice. He of the 2,000+ points.
Spin dribble by LeBron James, handles the ball beautifully. Not only for a big man, for any kind of basketball player, has complete control of the ball. Started playing with a group of his friends in the 4th grade. Also played a lot of football as a kid growing up. It's a good thing he got out of that.
Yeah. He has been solid from the beginning of his high school career.
And last year was dealt a touch of reality when he broke his wrist at a very important time when playing a lot of these all-star games and all-star camps, and obviously it broke him up, but made him realize how tenuous this whole thing can be. That was a broken wrist that certainly healed, but there are other kind of injuries that basketball players have all the time that can really set you back forever.
Which is one of the big arguments why it makes so much sense, and why it's so smart if you have this kind of talent to skip the whole college basketball circus and go right to the NBA circuit.
He might even skip the whole high school circus.
Well, a lot of people say he would have been the #1 pick in the NBA draft last year.
I think he would have. And not to take anything away from Yao Ming and how quickly he's progressing for the Houston Rockets. He's an outstanding player, but I think Still, the hype had started last year on LeBron James, and all the NBA teams in the lottery were certainly intrigued. And I definitely think he would have been the first pick.
And don't forget, LeBron James does come back to the CN8 area in a couple of months. He will be in Trenton at the Sovereign Bank Arena as part of the primetime shootout, which is an outstanding tournament as well. And in that one, St. Vincent St. Mary is matched up against Westchester High School of Los Angeles, another strong national program. And very likely that game will be brought to you on CN8 as well during NBA All-Star Weekend on that Saturday night, February 8th. So stay tuned as LeBron James and company continue to travel throughout the U.S. Timeout taken here as number 20, Willie McGee, got tied up by the Strawberry Mansion defense. So 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the third quarter. Strawberry Mansion has been out of this game just about from the get-go, 55-22. We've seen some nice things from LeBron James. And take a look at some of the traveling this team is doing. We talked about some of the games. And then at the Sovereign Bank Arena on February 8th, in Trenton, New Jersey. Should be an exciting weekend up there. And again, there have been some of the hand-wringers who have wondered about the wisdom of putting a high school team on tour like this. But you do give athletically these players a chance to play the top competition. Educationally, I think travel is an important part of learning, to the degree that they're not missing many classes, and they can have the kinds of experiences that they would have no shot of having otherwise. And then you also have the fan component. People are just really enjoying seeing this kid play.
Well, people are curious. You know, it's one thing, and we said this earlier, to see him on television. He's shown a few cracks in the armor with some bad shots here in the last couple of minutes. I don't understand what that is all about, but you know, this is the other thing, John, is the demand. You know, I mean, will people want to see it after blowouts like this? And you know, they've seen him. Yes, he's very, very good. And now let's see what he can do on the NBA level. I think is going to be the approach by most people. But that should not take away from the enjoyment for these players who are getting an opportunity to, as we've said many, many times, play on this kind of level in great buildings in front of a lot of fans, and in many cases on television.
You know, the Palestra is packed. Yeah. I mean, we've been here for a lot of Big Five games with big crowds, sold-out crowds, and they are jammed in here tonight.
And it's a 33-point game, and everybody's still here. So I think they must be still waiting for. I think they sense there might be a couple of more spectacular plays in the back pocket of LeBron.
1-1 here. This is junior forward Preston Sims at the line for St. Vincent St. Mary. And the front end is no good. Rebound to Michael Mitchell of Strawberry Mansion. Maurice Rice with the ball, still has yet to score. Came into the game 80 points behind Wilt Chamberlain's all-time Philadelphia high school scoring record, and we have to feel for him as he remains 80 points away from that mark.
And he'll be one happy camper when this experience is over, and he's going to need some help from his coach and his teammates to get this behind him and forget about it and quickly move on.
Drew Joyce, an undisciplined shooter, cranking up another miss. And then the ball ahead to Tracy Worley, who glides in and commits an offensive foul. Tracy Worley is a pretty good basketball player, too, and he, like Maurice Rice, has been able to accomplish really nothing in the game tonight.
He's got that very slight, thin body, but again, you can tell his body not formed yet, so he's unable to avoid contact there, where a special physique like a LeBron James, you know, is able to do that. That's the big difference.
And then LeBron posting up Maurice Rice and scoring out of the box and getting fouled.
It's kind of a dangerous time for Coach Drew Joyce and St. Vincent St. Mary. With the humongous lead, the guys that have been playing most of the minutes, the mystery has gone out for them, and they look like they've lost some interest, and that's when you get yourself in trouble. First of all, the bad habits come out, you get lax, you get lazy, and sometimes that's when you get hurt as well.
Still 2:09 left in the third quarter, and James completes the three-point play. Boy, if the outside shot is his weakness, I mean, he certainly has form on the free throw. No question about that. Here's Maurice Rice. James out on him. The three, way off. Very uncharacteristic for what is a very good basketball player. Brandon Weems on the left three. And Rice collects a rebound. 6 feet tall, maybe 6'1", Maurice Rice. Some interest from Atlantic 10 Big East caliber schools. Might wind up going the junior college route. And a steal by James. Here comes LeBron. And a foul, which will disappoint the crowd from behind on Tracy Worley.
Even Allen over there, I think, was hoping they might let him go in there and do something, but that's the third time, at least in the game plan. It's the one thing that Strawberry Mansion has been able to do, and that is keep LeBron James from winding up and really throwing one down hard.
I'll tell you, and we haven't seen the good alley-oop passes that they were able to complete against Oak Hill that are so exciting.
Yeah, but you know what? I know they're exciting to fans and announcers, John, but I think Drew Joyce, the coach, would like to see as few of those as possible. When called for, fine and dandy, but I've been kind of impressed the fact that they're not just flipping it up there wild and crazy-like, which is a sign oftentimes of a team that's out of control. Because, again, this simple little pass and the layup is just as good. May not be as entertaining, but it's, believe me, John, I know it's 2002. Mark Heisler, the writer for the Los Angeles Times, but he was telling me at halftime now, he says, you must understand, it's 2002. Yes, it is. I understand that, but there's still a place for, as Larry Brown likes to say, playing the game the right way. I think he said that a few times.
Yes, capital R, capital W, the right way. Scramble on the deck, and they say jump ball here. We're down to 1:10 in the third quarter. Strawberry Mansion has committed 23 turnovers tonight. They've scored 22 points.
And a lot of that due to the pressure of the Irish, but also just kind of throw their hands up, not knowing what else to do, just throw the ball around. In many cases, just careless passes.
Drew Joyce misses from the perimeter. Rebound Maurice Rice. Let's see if Rice can get something off here. 3-point shot. Got it. You gotta feel good for the kid. What a tough night for Maurice Rice, and that he's got the sweet feathery jumper, and he's just not been able to take his shot tonight. And finally drills a three there for his first points of the night, and then immediately answered on a three by a 6'4" freshman, Marcus Johnson. Well, you knew coming in it was going to be a tough task for Strawberry Mansion. I don't think we anticipated it would be quite as lopsided as it has been, but it has been St. Vincent and St. Mary in control the entire night. And from the first minute, nice spin move down the baseline by Marcus Johnson, and we are now 3 quarters complete. The lead has mushroomed up to 40 points, and we've got the final 8 minutes coming up next. See what, if anything, LeBron James has coming up as Maurice Rice finally scores his first points of the game. All right, 3 complete, 65-25, fourth quarter coming up.
Remember this from 1999? Well, we're still growing.
Football on the radio, including 10 Strathaven games. Football rules! Football rules! Football.
You guys don't get it. It's a basketball network.
It's a football network! Basketball network. Football network! Basketball network! Football! Basketball!
Relax, guys. Hi, I'm Jeremy Cheatman, president of the Scholastic Play-by-Play Network. This year we'll be airing 75 of the top high school football and basketball games in the Delaware Valley on the radio, including all the top teams and top players.
There goes Kevin Jones again. He lowers the boom on 2 players. Griffin, slam dunk, that will clinch it. Dustin Pisciotti and Central Bucks West, state champions again. Dewan ahead of the pack, left-handed plus for Wagner.
Football. Basketball.
We want girls basketball. You're going to do girls basketball, right?
This is John Gurevich with Matt Gukas and Greg Murphy at the sold-out Palestra tonight in Philadelphia. Folks came to see LeBron James, came to see some good basketball. They've gotten an eye full of LeBron, but the game's been a blowout from the get-go. And now into the fourth quarter with St. Vincent St. Mary ahead 65-25, and Maurice Rice with the basketball and just 3 points on the night, and lost it as we went up against LeBron James. We have seen LeBron and Maurice matched up head-to-head for much of the evening, and the matchup has gone completely in favor of Maurice, or in favor of LeBron James. Open jump shot for Matthew Johnson, a 5'8" freshman.
So Drew Joyce, the coach of St. Vincent St. Mary, coming back with his starting unit while his team is up by 40 points.
This is 275-pound Sheon Cotton with a little bit of a move.
And a big powwow there, chest bumping and dancing around. Sheon Cotton does not get that many opportunities to score. He has his role on the team, and you can imagine what it is. It's taking up a good amount of space in the paint. We'll get some things on the offensive board. His teammates very happy anytime he gets a field goal.
Maurice Rice, a little crossover move, and he opened himself up for the three. And see that, you're starting to see a little of his game, but it's just so late in the festivities. As LeBron threw that one away, the long pass down to the baseline.
And Romeo Travis, the man that pass was intended for, he and LeBron James have a running commentary as the game goes on, as LeBron James gets in his ear and is very demanding of his teammate and friend.
Crowd buzzing a little bit as Maurice Rice finally gets it going. Here's LeBron against Maurice. Crowd on its feet. 3-point shot. Got it.
He chased everybody out. Clear out. I thought he was going to go to the hoop, though, John.
It's showtime now. Here's Maurice Rice missing, but the rebound tipped in. I don't know what took 4 quarters, but Maurice Rice is in, and the crowd is on fire. LeBron James answering back. He missed it. And it is now officially one-on-one time. LeBron James rattles in a 3.
You can't even, obviously it's garbage time with the spread of points now, but this is a different kind of garbage time. This is mano a mano. I'm going to show you what I got, and I don't care if you show me what you got.
And a whistle, and what do we have? A foul on St. Vincent, but I don't know if I've ever seen quite this turn of events before.
Well, there have been, you know, remember the Bill Bradley, Cassie Russell one? I don't even know where that one was, but it was a famous one. Dominique Wilkins, Larry Bird. Don't get me wrong, I'm not putting these guys in their class, but it's that same idea, one-on-one.
Rice against James. Maurice gives it up, and then the shot put in by Joseph Caraway. The Knights of Strawberry Mansion, where were they for the first 24 minutes? Rice knocked it away from LeBron James, and then the over and back violation, and they're going to turn it over. Or are they? They say no. Still St. Vincent St. Mary's with the ball.
We have no.
And Maurice Rice finally getting back into action, and LeBron James answering back.
John, obviously the crowd here at the Palestra, and I don't think anybody has left the building, and that's really weird whether it's a 40-point game, but they are enjoying this to the hilt. But there are some traditionalists, there are some purists, John, that might say, what is this all about? Is this the right way to play basketball? Is this teaching the kids what basketball should be? And that's a legitimate question.
Rice, the baseline follower, and he would go to the line. Matt, you're squirming. You're a little uncomfortable with this.
I hate to admit it, John. There's a weird part of me that's getting a kick out of it, but there is a bigger part of me that says, that's not what is intended when. For high school, well, any kind of basketball, you know, on any level. I don't want to belabor the point about playing the game the right way, but it's a five-man game, and LeBron James has certainly demonstrated that he can play that part of it extremely well and has no trouble getting his teammates involved. So they say, well, why not give him a little rope, give him a little leeway, let him put on a show a little bit.
Coming up at the 5-minute mark in the fourth quarter, the crowd has certainly responded to the little one-on-one theatrics we've seen from both sides, from both stars here in the fourth quarter. LeBron gives it up here, and then Sheehan Cotton in deep, offensive foul on Sheehan Cotton.
I did have a thought about a week or two ago. One thought lingered a little bit.
I'm happy about that.
All that talk about who's better, Tracy McGrady or Kobe Bryant, considered the two best normal-sized basketball players in the world. I said, let's settle it at the All-Star game. Now, it would never happen in the All-Star game because the other 8 players wouldn't stand for it because, again, they would not like it. But instead of letting them play, Maurice Rice does it again.
See, this is what we came expecting to see all night. I mean, it's a shame that we're seeing it at this stage in this. See, for me, this is still thoroughly entertaining. I'm loving this. And really came in anticipating that Maurice had been doing this from the get-go. But this is the kind of player who is challenging Will Chamberlain's record.
Well, again, with his team down 40, obviously the shackles have come off, and whatever pressure there was with Maurice Rice, and I think there had to be for the first 3 quarters of this game. But they're now able to put on a show, almost like a schoolyard type of game. And he is warming to the task, and LeBron James is loving every minute of it.
4 minutes and 24 seconds left. James now has 23 points. Assists, steals. But the crowd this is about the liveliest crowd I've ever seen in a 35-point game in the fourth quarter. Delton Hines the rebound, or Morgan Hines the rebound, and then inside a shot by LeBron James, put up no good. Strawberry Mansion crashing the glass, but can't make anything fall. Here's James on the move. Here's LeBron James, the dish inside, and the layup. LeBron going coast to coast and then getting the assist on the dish to Romeo Travis.
Silly me, John, but that's what I'd rather see. Anybody dribbling between their legs, raising up and shooting a 28-foot jump shot. Doesn't take all that amount of ability. Again, got to be able to be a good shooter to make your fair share of them. But I'd rather see guys making plays for one another. That's just as exciting to me.
And that really is still the most special part of LeBron James's game, and will continue to be. Inside the 4-minute mark now, James cranking up a too long 3-point shot. And then a traveling violation called on senior Willie McGee after he had gotten the offensive rebound.
You can tell LeBron is dying to get a little bit of an opening, although he realizes by now Strawberry Mansion is going to hack him and foul him hard if he goes in there to try to dunk. But I think he'd like to just throw one down to get a reaction out of this crowd and from his teammates.
Rice lifts up for the triple and drains it over LeBron James. A dozen points for Maurice Rice. He could put him up in a hurry. A dozen points in the fourth quarter, but that's all the 12 he scored all night long. It will, of course, be too little, too late, but the crowd at least getting a little bit of show.
And the second guessers will say about Coach Gerald Henry, why didn't he let him play that way in the first quarter? Why didn't he just come out and play that way? He certainly has a different hop in his step with the game totally out of hand.
And very importantly, Strawberry Mansion is not looking at that deadly full court press that they just could not solve. Way off on that shot by Maurice Rice. Inside the 3-minute mark at the sold-out Palestra. I'll tell you what, if anybody's left, it hasn't been more than a dozen people who've walked out of this building tonight. It is still packed like a sardine tin here. And it has been the 6'8" LeBron James against the 6-foot-tall Maurice Rice, one-on-one throughout the fourth quarter. Maurice Rice again. Studied by LeBron James. The clear out on the left wing. There's Delton Morgan Hines flipping up a three. Oh, board. Joseph Caraway, no good. .212 remaining.
LeBron James just signaling to his coach, Drew Joyce, I've had enough. Get me out of here.
Rice out on the right wing, driving on James and floating it in. Oh! 78-43. Get it inside to James, twisting on the baseline, the reverse. Rebound tipped up, no good. Rebound Rice on the run. Here's Maurice Rice on the move. The crossover move, behind the back move. Trying to let the people know what all the fuss is about him. Because, I mean, Maurice Rice showed nothing through the first three quarters that suggested he is as good a player as he is.
And obviously in the first three quarters wasn't even coming close to this kind of performance and production that he has showed. And again, the whole tenor and the tenor of the game changed in the fourth quarter, and that little one-on-one game basically broke out between LeBron James and Maurice Rice. So
you see the numbers on LeBron, the scoring by quarters, 26 points total. And he is done for the evening, and as he departs, the crowd begins to turn and head for the exits. Well, he showed us some stuff and performed as advertised. Not so for Maurice Rice, who needed to get to the fourth quarter to come alive, and then really did, and had some exciting minutes in the fourth period. But by then, the game was completely out of reach.
Drew Joyce, St. Vincent St. Mary coach, is often asked how he thinks that LeBron James will be when he gets to the NBA, and pretty much said it, no problem skill-wise, basketball-wise, he'll handle that beautifully. Not worried at all about that. What he is worried about is how he's going to deal with the lifestyle that all of a sudden changes unbelievably, and also the expectations that are going to be for LeBron James. Everybody's going to be expecting him to do what he did in high school in the NBA. That just does not happen. And of course, everything he does is going to be scrutinized. And they say, well, he's going to be making a lot of money, should be able to deal with it. It's easy to say that. It's very difficult to do when it's on a daily basis, and then all the responsibilities that you have with the media, practice, and as Alan Ivan likes to say, practice. Yeah, actually, practice.
And it's one thing to heap praises on him, which are largely very deserving praises, but there's no way he can overachieve in the NBA, because the bar has been set so high that at best he can meet expectations at best, and that's tough.
I saw where one Eastern Conference general managers, they asked him what he thought. Of course, those fellas don't know either, but he said, I see him coming in averaging about 15 a game in his first year, which would be better than any other high school guy has gotten it, with about 7 rebounds and 7 assists. Well, you say, well, that's like a kind of a poor man's Grant Hill now, which is very good. Grant Hill's a heck of a player, not the same player he was before his ankle injuries, but the bloom is off the rose for Grant Hill. Now, when it's an 18-year-old young guy doing it against established NBA talent, it certainly means a lot more.
Well, you had Shaquille O'Neal in his first year in the NBA. You were head coach of the Orlando Magic. Now, he came in really as a considerably older
20 years old
player with a much more developed game.
2 years of college, but a totally different game. Shaq, being a big man and relied so much on other people getting him the ball. Now, of course, he could get his rebounds whenever he chose to do that, but you're talking about guys like Tracy McGrady, Grant Hill, Kobe Bryant, and throw LeBron James in that area. They've got the rock. They decide who's going to get it. They decide when they're going to shoot it, which is a lot different than for a big man. He has to rely solely on teammates getting him the ball.
Down to 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. This is Marcus Allen, a sophomore. Strawberry Mansion still figures to be a force to be reckoned with in Philadelphia Public League competition this year. And St. Vincent St. Mary very much a force to be reckoned with on the national scene. And their next 2 games are against 2 marquee All-America high school teams. We talked about it a couple of times. Next weekend they play at Ohio State's arena, 18,000, 19,000 seat arena, against Brookhaven of Columbus, Ohio, which is a USA Today top 10 team. And then on January 4th, St. Vincent St. Mary playing in Los Angeles at Pauley Pavilion against a modern-day team from Santa Ana, California, that is ranked 4th in America right now. And as we said, LeBron James and company returning to CN8 territory on February 8th when they participate in the primetime shootout, which is perhaps the best high school tournament in terms of strength of field, size of tournament. I mean, you know, this one today was an outstanding tournament with some other games before this one, but some exciting stuff coming up in Trenton in February.
Well, that, John, could really be fun to see this this very solid team, albeit with a great star, and how they react to other good teams where they are actually challenged, because so far this season they have not been.
The horn sounds. It is over. LeBron James performed as advertised. St. Vincent St. Mary in complete control right from the start. And the final score, the Fighting Irish of St. Vincent St. Mary High School of Akron, Ohio, 85. Strawberry Mansion of North Philadelphia, 47. All right, we're going to take a break and then come back. We've got award ceremony, possibly a word with LeBron. Stay with us on CN8.
All right, welcome back to the Plester. We're with the man of the hour, I guess, LeBron James, packing gyms wherever you go. What was the atmosphere like here at the Plester?
Well, the atmosphere was real great. You know, all these people came out to watch us 2 teams play. It was great for, you know, for the community and for our school, for Akron, Ohio. And I like stuff like that. It was pretty fun.
You know, we heard a lot about your game coming in. There's been a lot of talk about it, obviously. But what people maybe didn't realize was how involved you get the teammates in the game, your passing ability, your rebounding ability, and all that.
Well, you know, I'm always team first, you know. Anytime I get my teammates into the game early, you know, they can be there for me late. And today, you know, I let my team get into it the first 3 quarters, and then I started getting my flow in the 4th quarter. You know, we was up by a lot, but, you know, anytime, it's all about the team, you know, team first.
You had a chance to play against a Philadelphia superstar in Maurice Rice. He had a little bit of trouble in the first half, got things going in the second half. What was that banter like out on the court?
Well, I respect Maurice a lot. You know, he's one of the great players I ever played against, and, you know, I think I'm confident in him, and I hope he keep working. You know, if he keep working, he'll be a great player.
Last question. You had Allen Iverson in the house, a lot of other dignitaries coming in to watch you. Did you get a chance to talk to any of those guys before the game or after the game?
No, you know, I didn't get a chance to talk to him. You know, I'll probably talk to him later on down the road or later on down tonight.
Okay, LeBron James, congratulations on a big win. Good luck to you. Guys, LeBron James, he had a big game, came on at the end. It was fun to watch him in the 4th quarter as well against Maurice Rice. Guys?
All right, we have some final statistics to pass along on LeBron James. Came up with 26 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, a block. We got him down for 7 steals. Was he, as advertised, what you anticipated?
Well, I really didn't know, John. All I saw was television last Thursday for a half, and obviously saw some good things. And there is a difference when you see any great athlete in person, and it was better than I thought. He just has such a knack for doing the little things and makes it look so easy. And of course, he obviously can make spectacular plays. Never got the real huge breakaway dunk that was really going to get the crowd going, but better than I thought. Obviously has a tremendous future. It's going to be an eye-opener for him once he gets with an NBA team and goes through a very tough summer and a training camp and all the two-a-days and all the responsibilities that go with it. Unless he is Superman, you know, nobody can withstand that for that long a time. So it's going to be very important for him, and he looks like he's going to be able to do it because he has the talent. As long as he controls things and tells everybody, take it easy, let's take this slowly, and he's in charge of the situation. With all due respect to his organization and his coach, I think he'll be okay. But again, if he gets caught up in everybody directing him in which way he has to go, it could be tough, and it would be tough tough for anybody.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back with more from the Palestra as coverage continues on CN8. More in a moment.
It's not the game that you and your Strawberry Mansion teammates wanted to have, especially in the first half. A little overwhelming, a little bit in the Palestra atmosphere?
Yeah, well, we ain't come out playing our game. I think it was the first time for a lot of us playing in front of a crowd like this, and they wasn't used to it. So the second half, we came out playing a lot better because we was used to the crowd.
What did Coach tell you in the locker room at halftime? Did he tell you guys to relax a little bit and just try and have some fun?
Yeah, he was telling us, like, relax and play our game that we usually play. It was the crowd that was getting to some of the players, and they was out their game, so we had to slow ourselves down and start playing our regular game.
The fourth quarter, you obviously looked like you were having some fun out there. Got a chance to get your shot off. You got some room out there. Once you connected, did you feel like you were getting your game back?
Yeah, it's because in the beginning I wasn't taking no shots, so I came out in the second half taking some shots that I should have been taking in the first half, and I started hitting them. So I got in the flow of the game.
Your impressions of LeBron James. You got a chance to see him up close and personal. There's been a lot of talk about him. What was your impressions of his game?
He's good. He got an NBA body, so a lot of kids in high school don't have that type of body, so that was his advantage for some of the players on our team.
What's next for you guys in Strawberry Mansion? You kind of put this one behind you, now concentrate on the public league because you got a championship to win, right?
Yeah, well, that's only one game, so we just got to start with the next one. That's Thursday. We play Bartram.
I got to ask you about the record. You're creeping closer and closer. I don't know what you finished with today, but you needed 80 coming in. Do you think about that? Is that in the back of your mind at all? You're going to be happy when it's all said and done?
Yeah, well, this was one of the things I was happy that is over with because it was the talk of the city. Now I'm just waiting for the record to be over with, and soon that'll be over with.
All right, Maurice, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for coming out here. Maurice Rice from Strawberry Mansion. Guys, let's send it back to you guys courtside.
And you see the total, only 13 points added to the ledger of Maurice Rice in the game this evening, but he is creeping up and is now within 67 points of setting the new Philadelphia high school scoring record.
Well, again, I was glad to see Maurice finally get going. It was going to be a real nightmare for him, and I'm sure he's not happy or pleased. There's no way they could be getting whipped that soundly, but for a guy that comes in billed as a scorer, he wanted to put some points on the board, and he and LeBron James put on quite a show there at the start of the fourth quarter. One-on-one, just firing away. There had to be about 35 between the legs dribbles between the two of them on every possession.
Interesting, intriguing game. Not exactly what we expected at the Palestra tonight, but certainly LeBron James came as advertised. I want to thank our entire CN8 crew, Tony Smith, producer, John Anderson directing, everybody else on board. And the final score at the sold-out Palestra, St. Vincent, St. Mary 85, Strawberry Mansion 47. For Matt Gukas and Greg Murphy, I'm John Gurevich. Stay tuned to CN8.